Sure. In those times, the minority made a very profound statement. Now watch this. What is the video now already? Magara for ina NCA acquire the minority addressed this issue and what is happening now.
Where the president, the finance minister, the minister of railway, Honorable Joe Gatti, and co. In fact, the first time we heard it was when they issued a statement, Accra to get a Sky Train soon, and they called a huge amount of money, even before Parliament was aware. When they returned to Ghana, they started adding the pieces together, and it turns out that government of Ghana encouraged an investor from South Africa to set up an SPV, special purpose vehicle, in Mauritius. And before the company actually even starts to do feasibility study, someone in government decided to pay $2 million to this entity. Then this year, January this year, the former Minister for Railway, Honorable Joe Gatti, one of the people vying to be flag bearer in NPP, gave an interview, and where he suggested that he never said that the Sky Train project was going to be funded by government. I'm not sure whether he's reading what he himself has written. If government was not the one funding the Sky Train, what was the $2 million meant for? But the important question is this. When you have a situation where the minister then says in 2023 now that he always believed that before the project takes off, there should be a cabinet approval, there should be a parliamentary approval, PPA approval. Since none of these things were approved, in fact, the Auditor General report suggested that the company did not even have the necessary license to operate the system they wanted to operate. So the question is, what was the reason for government to act in a way to give out $2 million? Who actually took the decision to pay this entity in Mauritius? Was Dr. Bawumia, the chairman of the economic management team, they call him the strategist now, aware that without any recourse to public financial management and the Public Procurement Act, it was wrong for any government entity to pay that kind of amount? So who authorized the payment of the $2 million in terms of the so-called feasibility? And which normal decision maker pays out $2 million for a feasibility study before, as they put it, the project will determine whether the project is bankable? These things only happen when it's an organized crime, when people are careless, clueless, and reckless about public expenditure because they don't care. It only happens when there's organized crime. So I think the minimum the Auditor General should be asking for is a refund of the $2 million. In fact, I've made this call in the past that this is not an ambiguous situation. As of the time the $2 million was paid, there was no valid contract between Ghana and any entity. That SPV is a foreign entity as we speak. There's no evidence that any, feasibility study have been done, given to government and approved. So what was the $2 million for? The minimum. That $2 million can pay some of the school feeding contractors, some of the suppliers to buffer stock, some of the...
So, where you're Abuja, now the minister in charge of roads and highways. Time in our opposition, and I am minority. He made this very profound press conference to the good people of Ghana, indicating what is going on and what has gone on under His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo-led administration. Now, as Bokadi Nane say what's it with the $2 million Aqua invested in a certain project called Sky Train. I'm going through parliamentary approval. I'm going through any cabinet approval. I'm going through any PPA approval. You see, the Public Procurement Act is a very serious business. So once you say what you want, you might think that, look, somebody is trying to brainwash you or whatever. But in reality, they say, Se ye peswa ye sidi ene ye peswa ekokodi obi honomo se ode kwakwaye adwuma na ne pokoni wie na so mebu akonta fa nkyere yen se yen Ghana for yen ye dis out 2 minutes nsa te se no hene sam oye na ye wie na se kwakofra di pakoni se wa mebu akonta ba yen fro se bra mebu akonta na so wo problem with it then you can go to hell. Se wa ka se wa mebu akonta one for a comprehensive report afa ma na Ghana for fro se brother mebu akonta na so wo so won ti ase a ene obehyepo. Because Ghanaians demands accountability. Samra no na NPP and na Kwame Abuja now the minister in charge of roads and highways. No, the ranking member Edema Roads and Highways, the committee in parliament. So no that to me and Meki Sade way and now the boys in the courts to start investigating these whole projects. So the Ghanaians will have value for money. Manko kwaye say because NPP and today NPP for that is why I said it from the very beginning said yeah NPP be who na say of who say okasa edi tiana of you say what they want you more ha it yen say what we are na ya so dia ma NPP for but listen to me say sanetia now, we will have only the NPP ruling Ghana forever. But it will never happen. What will Kwanya Ghana for before Ghana for fast so the 2 months after we? What will Kwanya Ghana for fast so the Pamomo a BC that in the history of our republic? Now no Friday. Doctor, you are free. You are in the same flight. Eda. Yedi Koma. Hey. Tell them open a mosake. Yes, Debbie. And yet, I need a pet and I need a sake. But Ghanaians were angry with you because you took a very arrogant posture. Arrogant posture, Bia. Now, say, Titi, Kabi, hey, yet you be a, hey, yet there's a Sifiania Bessa. Nyema and then someone not Ghana for a common. None people for they were not, they knew it, but they decided not to pay attention to it. Omunim. A hawa Ghana for ekom. Obudim a hawa hudwa na Ghana for ekom. But a man your mother da. So let's say some Ghana for the can because Obudim say anya krano Ghana need to about Ediamo because of one way you catch for. One way MPP for one way you catch for. It's young dear Ghana for Betsy won. A Ghana for Betsy Sama, John Dramani Mahama, and in the NDC Becker. Yes. And it's interesting to know, sir, the will of the people is speaking. Ghana for say, hey, Wafa, Prof, Wadaruma, where they need sound, yeah, the 2 million the bow. So for the Ghana nim, Accra Sky Train Fabre. Too many of them are the farmers have been brothers of Aquatin here. Yes, say, for the Ghana nim, na fire investment, papa, na esum rafas from a Ghana ni. A query actually, what may ya contact, and a year from Sebra, Prof, Yajina House, Sibra form. Number one contact from my say, the Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund. This show was now your butcher. Accra Sky Train, and now so Cocody Jar. Only $2 million and the cocoa but say you acquire first one, you $2 million and acquire a maybe ma. What's all your people in the day? Until you say, Kwashepo. Because Ghana belongs to all of us. Ghana is not for the NPP. Ghana is for every single individual. Our Ghana had a movie. It is a people hold you accountable. If you cannot account for yourself, Ghanaians will hold you accountable. So what can someone be church the one be buakunta Ghana for me force buakunta because enye wo ubotop sika dibia bibisa sasa ye wuni ana wo se eja pade de ma wo ene ye se hwe so na fa kokwa ye dwuma de bia na kase da be ye na na